Some technical problems from Spain. We are underway about 3 minutes in. An early chance for Real Madrid comes for naught, and Huelva wearing the light strip. Real Madrid wearing the dark. Laque is in goal for Huelva. Pablo Amo and Beto in the anchor spots in the back with Captain Marino on the right, Poli on the left, and he's under fire right now. The ball rolled into the middle, lunging for it was Beto and cleared away by Pablo Amo.
Just to let the viewers know, Phil, the first 3 minutes it slipped by were reasonably uneventful, except the one chance where Van Nistelrooy was slotted through. It's been a very bright start right from the first roll of the ball for Real Madrid, taking the game to Recreativo so far. This Real Madrid team obviously just oozing confidence and hardcore belief now. It could not be more motivated or in form.
Long ball sails high and wide.
Beckham high, wide and handsome there. Brave effort. Seeing Laque off of his line. David going for the gold. There's the Goldilocks, lifts his shaven head up. Tries to arrow it. Why not, boss? He likes it.
Barber and Jesus Vasquez, the back half of the midfield for Recreativo. Juan on the right, Santi Cazorla, their playmaker. Starting on the left today, Cinema Pangol, the former Liverpool project who is now property of Recreativo, and Rosu in the attack for Marcelino. For Fabio Capello, Ray, a couple of changes here. Going with Torres as the flag up in the back. Cannavaro and Ramos in the center.
Clearly off. Yeah, Ramos joining Cannavaro in that central defensive position. They'll have Diarra and Gago shielding him in front. There was suspicions that Beckham may play a more central midfield role, but Capello sticking with Blondie out wide so he can serve in a much more attacking formation to Raul and Van Nistelrooy, and of course Robinho back from his suspension. So it's a full lock and load, all out attacking type of team for Capello's Real Madrid. But you know what they're like on the road. They're conservative. Beckham will be dropping back to protect Torres, because this Recreativo de Huelva team, Phil, are very good and sprightly in the counter-attacks, especially down the flanks. That's where they hurt Real Madrid in the Bernabeu when they really beat them 3-0, but they only had 4 attacks in the entire game. So they are ruthless when they do hit the springboard counter.
Of course, that was such an emotional game, you almost have to throw it out. For those of you who don't recall, a lot of fans making the trek from Huelva to the Bernabeu, and a bus accident killed many of them, and there was a question whether the game would even go on. The Recreativo team elected to play it in their honor, and what an honor it was.
Certainly, it was a very emotionally charged game, that, and it really was the dawning of a real terrible Christmas period for Real Madrid. They went through hell and high water after that game, but now they are back resurgent and vibrant, and he's looking for blood here.
Beckham from the right flank. Headed up and away, and over the back, Ramos. And you can see Manuel Enrique Mejutos pointing to his forearm. Ramos getting a little bit of help on his way up.
Unrecognizable sort of spirit in Real Madrid from that dark day when they played Recreativo at the Bernabeu. Capello has made believers of his greatest doubters and skeptics, and these boys in the black shirts, these warriors, these men, fully believing the mister standing over there with that jud jaw. We'll see. This is their big game. This is the one Real Madrid feel as if they can win this one, the pressure will move fully onto Barcelona back in Madrid when they play Atletico after this match.
Yada going in from behind, foul called. Of course, the Sevilla result tosses everything up, and Valencia is still in the picture.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Like a hangman's noose. Who's going to swing? There'll only be one left at the top
Nice
Real
run.
Madrid wanted to be them. They're playing better football, hotter football than anybody in La Liga, arguably.
Beckham deflected out towards the flank.
Good play. Great ball!
Back to Beckham, into the middle of the goal! Robinho with the header, and Real with the lead.
David Beckham produces 24-carat service. This is a tremendous ball by David. Beautifully supplied, the whip and dip, finding little Robinho, who has got jewel-studded boots. You don't need them with this sort of service. Beckham plays it back. Here, first-time ball, inviting. Robinho sends it lovingly. Beckham starts it, prompts it, he wants it back. David gets it, supplies this beautiful looping rainbow for Robinho to bury. What a start for Los Merengues.
Two things to point out. Number one, Marino was out of communication with Pablo Amo in the middle. Didn't know whether to push forward, to pull back, tried to do both, and got caught keeping Robinho on side. The other is Miguel Torres, a good pass back, but Beckham, no touch to settle it, just one touch to the middle. If he tries to take the touch, the defense has time to react. Beautiful build-up in Real with the lead.
Well, that's a beautiful explanation of it word for word, Phil. I'll put it in one word. Bloody magic.
That's two words. With a hyphen.
Tremendous service by Beckham. Again, look at it again. Arching away from all of the defenders. Robinho doesn't have a lot to do, but it's a beautiful, exquisite header. Pinpoint accuracy. Glancing it away from Lacquet, giving him no chance. Happy campers. Diarra saying the biggest problem Real Madrid have had at practice is stopping each other laughing.
And think about when you talked about Christmas, laughter was not what was going on.
Again, you got to credit the man and the spectacles on the side. It's the players, of course, that carry his orders on. But as you say, Phil, Capello, to bring this team together, throw his wonderful lasso around them when his ship was on high, heavy waters with all the waves crashing in on them. They couldn't find a friend. Their own spectators, their own fans were turning against them. But Capello kept believing, and his boys kept him believing.
Will he be back?
Oh, that's a big question. Who knows? He might just say, yeah, thanks for the nice trip, boys and girls, I'm off. I've done my work, especially if he wins a championship. Capello has said it's up to the president. He wants to stay, it seems. That's a story for a different day. Still a lot of football to be played in this game and the one that's following.
Barcelona against Atletico. For the first time last week, Atletico played well in a game they needed. And some goals from the golden child, Fernando Torres, that actually meant something. And now you start to wonder if you're Barcelona, this might be the worst possible time to play Atletico, or it might be the best. Can they do it for 2 games in a row? And we'll find out in just about 2 hours' time. Right now, 1-0 Real Madrid, following the come-from-behind win by Sevilla, Valencia's victory yesterday, and everything is getting bunched up at the top.
Talk about players that lead from the front. Van Nistelrooy, in my opinion, has been the big difference for this Real Madrid team. He's had a lot of other players that have found their form up. This is a bad slip-up.
Ball stolen away. Rosu tries to thread it through. Handball Ramos. Is that going to be a card?
No. Sergio Ramos it is that rescues Roberto Carlos. Poor Roberto goes down on his backside. The ball clearly playing the hand. Nothing intentional there by Sergio, but great covering. Wonderful response to the blunder of Roberto Carlos, who simply just lost his footing dangerously.
Well, you talked about the flanks of Recreativo. That's their strength. It's also a weakness, Roberto Carlos, not the Roberto Carlos from 2 or 3 years ago, and Miguel Torres is playing out of position on the other side.
But that exemplifies Real Madrid's newfound spirit and character and belief of each other. Sergio Ramos got Roberto Carlos's back. Look
Headed up and grabbed by Casillas.
that was going to just carry away from Ica, but that's nicely read. If he doesn't come for this, Recreativo are in.
Long ball and Robinho
Look
settles.
out. Take him on. And he does.
Gets around.
Does him again. Brilliant.
To the back post. Van Nistelrooy there.
Fabulous football by little Robinho, duking the player, bringing the defender in on him and doing him up like a kipper twice.
And again in for Lacay.
Said in the first couple of minutes that we missed, they were looking bright in possession. Real Madrid, this has got to be a foul, and it is. They started out with real malicious intent and confidence, and they've got that really quality go-ahead goal, but they are backing it up with plenty of blood and guts. Here's the magic twinkle toes. Got you. See you. Have another one. Pats him on the head. Great service to Rude. That's nicely defended.
Lacay again deputizing for the injured Javier Lopez Vallejo. And Bertrand did well last week. But now a big test, and he's trailing by a goal.
Every pass Real Madrid's playing is finding a black shirt.
Offside, apparently. Or they say, well, regardless, Recre's ball. Taking a look at the benches. Uche, very talented and speedy. He was their leading scorer to help them earn promotion. Has been playing more of a sub role this year. Javi Guerrero as well available for Recreativo later. While Higuain, who has been spectacular of late, with Reyes, Cicinho, and Guti, the offensive attack possibilities on the bench for Capello, Mejia, and Helguera also there. Launched for Raul. Intercepted by Poli. Out for Vasquez. Cazorla has not had many touches. That's not good for Recreativo. Ball knotted away. Diarra dropping back on defense, and it's going to be a throw. And there's Marcelino. Polo shirt with nary a wrinkle in sight.
But he's not on the bench, Phil. He's in the stands serving a suspension. That's a big miss for Recreativo to have the field general out of the dugout. Great ball. It's got space.
Out for Beckham.
Look out.
Back to the mix.
Good in.
Headed. Missed it. How did he miss it?
Sergio Ramos leaving his defensive position. Poor Marcelino sees this one come. His team is all at sea. Danger bells going on all over the place when Beckham gets the ball, and Marcelino is screaming at his blue and white shirts for allowing David that much space and time. You cannot give Beckham that. He will murder you. Gago it was, excuse me, that was barreling in. They've all got the same haircuts. Great ball again though. Wonderful service, brave attack by Gago. Should have scored.
Controlling it. Out for Juanma. Back into the mix. The cross from Rosu, an easy grab. We saw what happened today in the 2-1 victory for Sevilla, coming from behind against Deportivo. Nice control by Robinho. A 2-1 win last week also against Recreativo, and that was the controversy that was involved that ended up with Marcelino getting ejected. And they still almost came back and grabbed a point against Seville. Lunge by Diarra. Play on, says Mahuto Gonzalez.
It's too far. Won 7 of the last 8 games, Real Madrid. As we advertised earlier, there's no better team right now. But it's a test of nerve and will as much as ability now, coming into the last 3 games of the season after this one. But they are holding their nerve, and they seem to be wearing the pressure better than anybody. Sevilla, I'd give you an argument, of course.
A little too long, easy grab for Casillas. Manuel Mahuto Gonzalez, the man with the whistle, as we look at Guti, who was brilliant last week.
And
Pedro Medina, Javier Novoa, Alfredo Sanchez rounding out the refereeing crew. And back to the bench today. Again, when you think about what Capello has done here, and maybe it just took until Christmas, but, well, to make some hamburgers in Real, he had to kill a few sacred cows. Helguera, Guti, Raul, Beckham.
I'll give you another one. Ronaldo. Since Ronaldo left this club, something happened within the club, in the locker room. They did go through some rough times, but once the Brazilian left, there seems to have been a sea change that Capello oversaw and orchestrated, no question. But he doesn't mind bringing the axe out onto the sacred cows, Phil. He's stronger than any sorts of fans that are out there that second-guessed him.
Beckham lunges and gathers hold, rifles a pass to the middle.
Purposefully, intentionally by Beckham, intentionally.
And again, watch how Van Nistelrooy fought for that
giving
ball.
Him way too much space.
Good lunge by Beto to clear. Beckham comes back to win it. Soft touch now. Rude.
Got to give him it wide, and it's delivered.
The cross to the back post too hard.
But good, brave counter-attacking football by his team again. Roberto Carlos, it becomes a left winger. The boss stranded upstairs, in and amongst his fans. His team on the torture rack here in the opening 20 minutes. And Real Madrid are being merciless. Look at that. That's a real good indication of this game so far. The scoreline confirms it, but his team bullying Recreativo got them right under their boots. Bags of time. Real Madrid, the Achilles heel possibly has been in that central defensive position. They've looked rock solid so far, but there is some serious defending to be done throughout the game, but they're looking to build on this. Good ball again. It's expansive football by Real Madrid. He's in again. Bex
into the middle of the 6, and Lacaille slaps it away. Beckham needed to hold on to avoid being offside. Still got there in a purposeful cross that if Lacaille does not get to is goal number 2. Play on. Rosu not happy. Back out to the flank. Long ball, no one making the run.
Oh, he likes what he sees, all right. See, they're all providing, prompting roles. Ruud van Nistelrooy that time dropping back to set Beckham up, knowing that somebody else would be darting in there. It was Raul and Robinho filling in for Ruud in his dagger position up top. Brilliant. Excellent there. Beautiful lead ball. Beck's just pulling out. Gago having a sterling game, Phil. Been foot perfect so far. The Argentine alongside of Diarra. He's the outlet pass. There it is. No hesitancy about them. There's no fat about Real Madrid's game. It's all sharpness. They're not dwelling on the ball. They've got options, and they don't mind playing it negatively, just to keep the ball.
Casillas' ball picked off in the midfield. Back forward for Florent Cinema Pongol. And the cross to the middle, easily grabbed by Casillas.
Once Gago tucked in.
Cinema Pongol on the far side. Torres coming over.
Danger, man.
They've tried against Roberto Carlos, had some success. Going the other way now. Slips through. Headed loose. Casillas doesn't know where it is.
Casillas calls for this ball over the top. Sergio Ramos, here's the goalkeeper. We heard it. We picked it up with our microphones. It's offside. The ball rubs. It holds up And Iker Casillas sees his life pass before him here. It's onside, it's a ball over the top. Iker sees my ball, he freezes, the ball holds up. Sergio Ramos. Rousseau was in, close. It's just off. Dangerous moment there, just a mix-up there between Casillas and Sergio Ramos, but could have sworn you heard Iker Casillas screaming to leave it.
And the whistle on a chippy foul. Officially fourth against Recreativo. The problem for Recreativo has not really been scoring. Obviously not going to do it on the likes of Real Madrid or Barcelona, but 46 goals is pretty good. The problem is they've given up 45, and the fact that you could be +1 and in 7th and a chance for Europe, they have been opportunistic to say the least. And here comes Real. Diving lunge, just missed by Raul.
You've never seen Beckham more focused. You've never seen him more locked in and deadly accurate with his service. This is another jewel of a ball from David Beckham out wide. Recreativo just giving him the freedom of the city here. It's astonishing how much they are giving him and allowing him. Here it is again. Look at the space he's got. He'll take it all day, unhesitant. First time ball by Beckham.
And you think about this, there's a defender standing within 10 yards of him, and he still bends it around the guy's head and puts it into a dangerous opportunity. 25 minutes in.
You wouldn't be able to do that if the Recreativo players were up his nose, Phil. They're just backing off of him. He'll be happy about that. But really, you give Beckham an inch and he will take a nautical mile.
Rude out to Robinho.
He's always going to take you on.
Robinho against
slip
Merino.
Inside.
Didn't get the bend on a nice run by Diarra.
Tried to loop it over the top for Mamadou, who was streaking in.
Long ball near side. Rousseau back to the middle. Touch to side. Which way will it go? Recreativo.
A fantastic season it has been for this Recreativo team. You've got to tip your hat off to them. Newly promoted and straight up. Everybody's favourite to go straight back down. It looks like Europe's inviting them to the big dances.
And again, if Barcelona knocks off Atletico, it becomes a little bit more likely, as they could, if they can find a way to get a couple of goals here, be just 1 point out of 6th place.
Well, it'll remain to be seen how many of, if this scoreline holds up and Real Madrid can nudge further ahead, do all Real Madrid fans suddenly become Atletico fans? Just for 90 minutes? I think so.
Ball still in play as Roberto Carlos couldn't clear.
Nothing.
Too high. 66 degrees, some rain showers making their way through just before the start of this one. Temperatures, the climate's still a little humid, about 88%, with some winds whipping in from the south-southwest. Has not bothered David Beckham. If anything, he's using it to his advantage. Well, he's only got 4 games left as a Galactico, and he's trying to make the most of it.
Look at this again. Fabulous laser-guided ball, this, by Beckham. Into Van Nistelrooy. Raul streaking in off Ruud. He had 2 targets to hit. It was only over 80 yards, and he only had 4 defenders to beat with that pass, Beckham.
And Raul had it put on a cushion. Should have been able to control it even better, but still 1-0, and Recreativo pushing for the equalizer. Juanma has it stripped away, and here comes Ramos.
Lovely pass.
Into the center of the park.
Not an easy ball that by Sergio Ramos, splitting the midfield. Dangerous, but brave.
Van Nistelrooy down, play on, says Mejuto. Capello wants a little bit more movement. He gets it here in a foul against Rousseau.
Sergio Ramos again.
Too close to the body to call.
Yep. Took his arm into his body. The ball playing the hand again. Been like a basketball game so far for Sergio. But he's been doing beautifully with his feet out of the back. Cannavaro it is that's dropping, acting as a bit of a libero. Sweeping at the back, dishing it, keeping it moving.
Ramos to Roberto Carlos. Beckham pinching inside a little bit as they're trying to give Torres some room on the flank. Nice ball forward from Barber, and now down goes Cinema Pangol, a foul and a yellow card.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it? Let's take a look. The Italian being considered by Gonzalez as a little rash here. I'm not so sure, boss. Again, very little for a yellow card. That's very harsh on the Italian.
A foul could even be a question.
Can't believe it. Look at that. I agree. You're right, Phil. It's a questionable foul.
Quarter hour left to go here in the half. An hour in the game. Hard to find a seat at the Nuevo Colombino here.
Got to get this wall a little further back, and he does. Now to start edging forward.
Stadium only holds about 20,000. I think
cheating
they
again. Look at them. They're
extras.
still inching up this wall. They're cheating. You're not cheating. You're not trying.
Ball blasted around the wall and gobbled up by Casillas.
No problem for Ica. Goes around. He's got it covered all day, and he's clean enough. Doesn't spill it.
And again, you might say he bobbled and he didn't. He saw the ball was going to skip, so he just tried to make sure the rebound would stay in front of him. Textbook goalkeeping. Rude taking a hit in the back.
Calling a tight game. No question. That was another one. Is that a foul? So he's calling both ways. Majuto Gonzalez in the yellow shirt.
6 fouls apiece. Ramos, the favorite target for Beckham.
Can he get the distance and height on this ball before he whips and dips it in to that crashing man? Gonzalez seeing the tugging and the pushing going on. It's always going to happen. See the trajectory on this. Shallow.
Gets it over the first man. Cleared away. Recreativo tries on the counter. Cazorla to the flank. Gathered up by Real and back to Casillas.
Well, if there's a team that's showing nerves, it's not the boys in black. Recreativo de Huelva not able to get into rhythm. They've been disrupted in this first half hour by Diarra and Gago's industry. The work rate of Beckham up and down. Robinho's been threatening outside. Van Nistelrooy always available. And the boys at the back for Real Madrid have been like a vault. So far, so good for Real Madrid.
Ball rolled all the way back. Gago giving chase.
Fair challenge. Play on.
Diarra to the middle, and here's Beckham now on the left.
Oh, he's enjoying himself all right. His tail is up. He's happier than a dog with 3 tails here, Bex.
Well, we talked about this before the game. They might push Gago out on the flanks and give Beckham some time in the middle.
A great look at Beckham's ball there, man. He's beat 3 players over 10 yards, and he could have played the easy get-out, nothing ball back to the defender. But Beckham's eyes are bigger than billiard balls right now. Seeing the game fully is in.
On the volley and just wide from Ruud van Nistelrooy. I think that Raul brought it down to the left and volleyed it wide.
And again, comes out of the back. Roberto Carlos, lovely switching ball. It gets reined in. Fabulous pass, taking one out of Beckham's book. When a player's playing with that much confidence, it becomes absolutely endemic, becomes contagious amongst the boys. You're seeing it in Gago's play, you're seeing it in Sergio Ramos's football out of the back. Diarra, little balls, squirreling them through, tight little passing passages. This is as good as we've seen Real Madrid play on the road. And again, remember, this isn't even a little puppy that's going to reel over and have the bellies tickled. This is a good side at home, and they are getting absolutely bossing over it off the game so far.
That long ago, you basically had 11 players. You can see it's one team right now.
Look at that again.
Robinho.
Nice, he's got support.
Gago makes the inside run. Van Nistelrooy on the out.
He'll take him on, drive to the lane.
Tries to scissor it through, deflected by Marino out for the corner.
Marino doing well, but I thought that Robinho would have driven past the big defender, drive to the lane and then extend himself and slide and pull it back, but still great football out of the back of Real Madrid. This isn't hit and hope football, Phil. This is not Route 1. These black shirts are playing like dominoes.
And also like chess, I think Robinho is trying to set Marino up for an inside move later. Ball to the inside, cleared away nicely by Cinema Pangol, and he takes a hit for it. Player down inside the area, and Real Madrid will get it back on a drop ball. Watch as Ramos comes in.
Nasty clash of heads there.
That could be a trip to the hospital for both players, but... Uche warming up, just in case.
Pacey, danger, man. Real Madrid would like to start padding the lead before the see Uche.
And what a season it has been. We saw yesterday the magic that a championship can bring, especially one that was relatively unexpected for Stuttgart. Just a week ago, they were on the outside looking in, and today they're champions of Germany. Real Madrid, for all the bluster, for all the effort, for all the hard work, if it wasn't for a couple of stumbles by Barcelona, Real Madrid is still trailing. But now they have the brass ring, and they're fighting 11 men as one to try and hold on.
The scoreline says 1-0. Your footballing eyes see a completely different dynamic. They are so many light years ahead of Recreativo in this game so far. The focus needs to be maintained, and they need that extra insurance because they are so strong at the back. They're snuffing every attack out, forcing them to shoot from distance. Reduced to that. Pressure on them in the midfield. There's nowhere for him to go.
7 shots to 1. Real Madrid. Jesus Vasquez did a nice bit of work here. I don't know what Rosu's thinking about going to the outside. The pass was there.
But look at the cover. Torres right on his back.
Yeah, they're going at Torres. They're going at Roberto Carlos. Those are the weaknesses, but they're not too weak today because, as you point out, with Cannavaro and Ramos behind them, they're not even getting close to Casillas.
Well, all the Real Madrid fans will just want us to shut up, basically, because it's going too well to be believed for them. We'll see how the journey develops. They're travelling easy so far. But again, what's admirable about them is there's no letdown, and they're close to going into the locker room to hear the sweet music and compliments from Capello, but they'll be hearing the boss demand even more.
2 feet out by Torres.
Leaving his feet. It's got to be a card. Even though he plays the ball, you cannot do that. It's no good pointing at the ball. He wins it, but he leaps and leaves both feet. No card given. That is really unusual.
Especially considering how tightly Mahuto Gonzalez has been calling it.
Dead right.
Santi back to his feet. And Real Madrid will return the ball. Bertrand Laquet doing well as a deputy for Vallejo.
Now, go back to last weekend's theatre and great drama. Barcelona slip up against Betis, coupled with that great comeback against Espanyol or Real Madrid over Espanyol. It's really handed the initiative to his team, Capello's troops. Good touch.
Bounces to the inside. Juanma keeps it alive.
Closing in like a Rottweiler. Torres.
Real Madrid with the ball.
Sweet. Bravely leaving, launching on, pushing on.
Cleared away nicely. Beto drops it back and they'll play it over to Poli.
Capello's Real Madrid, they have really caught this Recreativo by surprise. The way that they have attacked from the first whistle and pushed the game. They'll have watched the tapes, Recreativo. They'll have suspected Real Madrid to absorb in the early going. Nah, it hasn't happened.
5 minutes to go in the first half.
Capello switched the tables on them, Phil.
Real Madrid interrupts it again.
Carrying away from Beckham there.
Good run down the flank from Poli. A slip inside by Cannavaro, but cleared away.
They're the windows that they need to keep locked tight. The ones where Torres starts to join in their attack. And Roberto Carlos and their urgency to get forward into the midfield and support. But there you just saw Diarra, it was, leaving that central midfield position to cover for Torres.
And admittedly, the field dominated by Real Madrid, but the scoreboard just separated by one. Cinema Pangol drops it back.
That's all that matters, really. You're right.
Merino deflects it off of Roberto Carlos for the throw. We're talking about a team that is going for its 30th title against a team that's been in the first division just 3 years. And not 3 years in succession either. And this is the oldest club in Spain against arguably the most storied.
Yeah.
Some wearing the blue and red might have a disagreement, but
no, that's the way it is. Recre only ever been to one cup final, one solitary cup final in their entire existence. That pretty much puts it in perspective.
A slip as Beckham shoots, sails over. Think about this, they've been in twice.
Ruud wants this, Ruud wants this, and he's letting Beckham know. He's screaming at Beckham, and that's good team camaraderie. There's the ball for Ruud. He creates the run, and he wants that little slide rule pass by Beckham, and then he lets Beckham know it. He spits violent vigour, and he's still doing it, Ruud van Nistelrooy. He saw his chance come and go. Beckham trying to take on too much, but that's good for Real Madrid, Phil. That's great fighting for each other. They're not happy, and they're letting each other know it.
Ball lifted in by Diarra.
Great instance of what a team fist Capello has made of them.
Robinho back to Beckham. What does he do this time?
Service.
Slips through Raul and out. To defend David, I think Beckham saw Ruud draw the defense with him and tried to take advantage of the alley that opened up. But as he slipped as he shot.
Ruud van Nistelrooy, Phil. It's Ruud van Nistelrooy driving it, not this one, the earlier one. It's Van Nistelrooy, the leader in goals this year in La Liga, slipping him, leaving his defender. Ball needed to be played. Beckham's been brilliant, but not on that one.
Poli drops it back to Beto. Again for Recreativo, mentioned they've been up twice before, 78-79, 02-03. Both times they finished 18th and right back to the second division. This time could be a very busy season.
Known as El Decano, the Dean.
1889, oldest pro club in Spain.
A few of the players looking a bit old out there in the blue and white shirts.
Roberto Carlos.
being made to look old is the cruel fact.
Van Nistelrooy down in a heap.
Comes through the back of Ruud. Frustration, that's heavy. That should be a card. That's nasty through the back of the Dutchman. Surely that's a card.
That's what Beckham is saying.
There's no question. And this referee, Mahuto Gonzalez, being a little bit there.
One minute left in regulation.
He had one rehearsal from this distance. He didn't get enough height on it. He'll be adjusting it now.
Lifted up
Too
and
much.
wide.
He'll get the middle. He'll find the neutral ground soon enough. Way too heavy.
Snapped away by Diarra. Beckham staying on the left. Robinho said he didn't want it. He gets it anyway, and now Beckham gets it from Diarra.
Cracking football.
Up to Raul, who tries to cut inside Beto.
Still on.
First to his feet. Cleared away by Marino for the corner.
Just saw Real Madrid. Beautiful passing football. Tight. That exemplifies that first half. Being tremendous. Los Blancos wearing the black shirts here. They've got the lead. Can they hold on?
1-0 Real at the break.